Hello, Miss Shannon. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Lovely.
We're great. We're talking about do you remember like in the 90s and late 80s it was like every show had a dance like the Bartman or
The Urkel
the
dance.
Urkel dance.
Yeah, Urkel is the first thing that popped into my mind. Yes, I do remember because
Yeah,
I'm
we just watched that.
100.
What was that? What spawned that
Things were happening.
yeah, I guess so. It's a
Yeah.
shame. It should do that now.
It was also
Isn't
like the time of like MC Hammer and like the Macarena. I feel like isn't that all like around the same time? Like all these
yeah.
silly dances. It was a better time.
I also have
Yeah.
a feeling that a lot of it had to do with, these kids were largely kind of unsupervised and because their parents were coming off like the cocaine hangover of the 80s.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
you want to
that's
do a
true.
dance, just do it. Yeah,
Just
the
do
ones
it.
who go do a dance or
Just
something.
leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah,
I have a headache.
I got shit to do. These goddamn bills. You know.
Yeah. I, I would like to see it now though on maybe like SVU or something.
Yeah,
Just
but you got to get like Ice T.
Law and Order SVU,
Yeah,
Ice Cube or Ice T.
and Chris Maloney.
Yeah.
I think
Today it's just like the garbage TikTok nonsense. Like that's what it's turned into,
yeah.
those
You know
silly
what?
dances.
You're right. You're 100% right.
I need 15 minutes for you to ramp this up. Like, make me believe this dance is needed.
Yeah. To bring the whole school together.
I mean,
Yeah.
Urkel humiliated Willie before he did the Urkel dance.
That's true.
He was owning his nerddom. We all felt it.
Yeah, we need a story behind the silly dance.
Give me something here, people.
Yeah. Did that show I may be wrong on this. Did that show dinosaurs
You're
have
just bringing that up because I hate that show. You're literally doing that.
Dinosaurs? That was a great show. I will
yeah.
rewatch that today. I loved it. I
Speaking
love
of
that
Chris
show.
Maloney, was the son on that show,
And he's also on SVU.
and he's also on
Or
Law and
whatever.
Order
Yeah.
Special Victims Unit.
Full
Yeah,
circle.
It is.
Yeah.
He was the son on that show.
Sherman Helmsley was the boss.
Dude, they ended that show with just
It was the comet, the meteor that destroyed the dinosaurs.
yeah, that's
It's
hilarious.
the downer ending.
That
Great.
was a
Good.
bummer.
One good thing about that though, killed that baby.
Oh man.
I hate that baby.
Maybe not. We never
So
saw a
much.
dead baby, and you know how it is with TV shows. If you don't see the dead body, you don't ever know if the death happened.
You got a point.
We don't know.
I would just like to think it's been 65 million years. That baby's probably dead.
I love the idea that show is like was so family friendly and everything. And at the end, they just show a dead baby.
Yes.
The fucking puppets just
The mom was the mom from Arrested Development.
yeah.
What's her name? Jessica.
You hate this
Walter.
show, but you know
I know way
everything
too much
it.
about it. Yeah,
You're the IMDb of this
I
goddamn
am.
show.
I am.
My God. I don't know.
I think Ahmad Best was the baby, if that helps.
I don't know who that is.
Jar Jar Binks.
Oh well, that does not help me at all.
Me either. I know nothing Star Wars. That's Star Wars, right?
It is. I know Jar Jar Binks. Yeah.
Trying to get you on
Works.
my side.
Yeah.
How are you doing? You look fantastic.
You
I'm doing
do.
well,
as
thank you.
always.
I always look better in the zooms though because I can control the lighting and everything in the background. So this is like my sweet spot, the zooms.
Yeah, that's always
We're
good.
both avoiding dirty jokes right now, so you have to give us a half second.
Yeah. Mine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you for letting us in your sweet spot, Shannon.
Get
You had
them
that
all
written
out.
down, didn't you?
No,
You had
that one was off the old cusp.
You had that loaded. So things are going well. Thing is, you've got Figs on board now. Everything's going well.
Yeah, it's going really good. It's definitely breathed new life into the show. Like we're having fun again. It's been really fun.
He's a good compliment for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also like what I would always be scared of is I'm sorry that I'm just surrounded by cats. It's just gonna
That's
be this
okay.
way the whole episode. But
It's quite all right.
there's so before I would be nervous with my previous co-host, like in the event that we have a guest on that I don't know very well, I'm nervous that what happens if the conversation just goes nowhere and my brain like stops working and I can't think of where to go next. And I just need to know that I can rely on the co-host to like pick it up. And I can never feel that way before. And
Mhm.
with Figs, I know if there's like a second of air, he is going to use it to say something.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like that Urkel dance, huh?
Yes.
The thing about Figs is he can have a conversation with himself too, and it could be like
Yes.
3 or 4 different people, so that works out
That's
with all the
also
impressions
true.
and stuff.
She knows the Italian men and how they work.
Yeah, he He's very good. I thought that was I was happy to see him come over. And he did he like had that been in the works, or was that sort of like, how did that happen? Because I know
No.
he's been around gas for a while and kind of hanging around, but
Yeah, so it's Lewis actually. Louis J.
Mhm.
Gomez is how it came about.
Not familiar
So
with Lewis.
yes, I get it. But so what happened was my former co-host, we got into an argument on air, and we weren't sure if we were going to release the episode, but it actually worked out well to just let this whole drama unfold in front of the fans. So we released the episode, we had an argument and we didn't talk. And I was like, I don't know what we're going to do after this. I don't know how we proceed from here.
Mhm.
So I reached out to Ralph Sutton, co-owner of Gas Digital, and Louis J. Gomez, and I was like, would you guys come on the show and just do like an on-air mediation and help us figure this out for real? And they're like, yep. So we all got on together, and as we're talking through it, Maddie, my former co-host, was talking about how he doesn't want to come into the city anymore. He thinks there's going to be like terrorist attacks and homeless people, bricks, and all of this. He's in conspiracy
Sure.
beliefs.
When's
Yeah.
that ever happened in New York?
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I am nervous about those things every day, but I do still go into the city every day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then during that, Lewis is like, it's crazy what you're saying. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna call Figs right now and let's see if you don't want to keep doing this, if Figs will do it. So he calls him live on air and he's like, hey Figs, you know Shannon, right? Yes, of course, love Shannon. Would you want to do The Thing Is Ding? And he's like, yeah, of course, I would love that. And then afterwards, I was like, let's just try it out. My plan was going to be to try out a few different people and just kind of see like who fell into the role. But after an episode or two, the chemistry kind of like worked. And I was like, well, here we are. This is good.
That
Yeah.
is such a Lewis thing to do, and to have it pay off is like his ego had no wounds in it, but it was just like, God, look at how much of a genius I am.
I know it is annoying.
I think it's good.
It's annoying because he really is a genius.
But I think things like that are good for fans too, because there's always like, if it's done behind the scenes, people are always questioning or making up what happened in their minds, and like when they actually can see it unfold, it I think it helps the show too. Like it helps people, helps the fan base, everything. I don't know. It's a good
Yeah,
move.
it was. Yeah, nothing happened behind the scenes there. Like it was all
Mhm.
out there exactly how it was. So it worked. I mean, it worked. Like some crazy thing that was like very annoying and frustrating to go through. It definitely paid off. Like listenership is up, engagement is up. It's all been good.
It's I
And
mean
Maddie has a baby now. He's doing
right.
good.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing against Maddie, but I think it's like there's a lightness, a little more. I don't know, a weight that's kind of taken off of the show. Like it seems to be like you guys are having fun. Um,
Definitely having fun.
but I will say one of my favorite episodes, and this was kind of funny in its own respect, but before he left, the on the scene location, the haunted, that was great with the wife guy.
I think we probably watched different parts of it at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're also
Yeah,
not together anymore. But
nothing in this
that
world
was
lasts forever.
yeah,
Yes, that was
Yeah.
the curse. That was the curse that we got from that mansion that broke
Yeah.
up both podcasts. But yeah, it was so much fun. And we are planning right now what we're doing is I said when we get 100 new subscribers to our show through Gas Digital is when we're going to go on our next ghost hunt. And it's
sweet.
funny because I have co-hosts that are all terrified of the paranormal and I am so excited by it, and Figs is going to shit his pants on this. I know that he will, and I'm so excited to see that. But we are like single digits away from hitting that goal. So I'm excited for the next one.
Do you have it already picked out, the place you're going to go, or is it something you're going to decide after the fact?
It's something I'm going to decide. I have a list that one of my producers like sent in to me of like places that are drivable and then
Mhm.
like can take like have enough rooms to facilitate like us and the crew and everything that it's going to take to put it together. So there are a few different places, and I think I might also leave it up to the fans to decide where we go.
That's a good move too. There's a lot of places near you that are sort of that notorious background as well.
Quite a few.
Yeah,
New Jersey alone.
well, Long Island is.
Long Island, yeah.
I hear there was something going on in Long Island
Something going on
recently, but I can't remember. It was something.
Actually, you better stay the fuck off Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
I guess it's less
You could just be
supernatural.
asking for directions and someone's going to mistake you for something you're not. And that's the last we see of you.
Yeah, I was actually at a family's house that is not far from that guy's house, and they were like how it's such a tourist attraction now, and it's like, ugh. Like I don't need to be like that close to the death. Like I want deaths to have happened 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and then I'll deal with like old timey ghosts. That's more fun.
Yeah, you don't want a ghost knowing what a cell phone is.
No.
That's just asking for trouble.
You know, a ghost that can find your car keys.
Yeah. See, you would
hide them.
out of anybody I know, you would have to deal with a creep ghost if that is such a thing. Like
I think I'm used to it. I feel like I'd be able to deal with a creep ghost.
like a ghost trying to like talk to you in the shower. Like, hey, you ever had you that over? Like I
Maybe
think
I'll love it. Maybe I will then be in a relationship with a ghost. How cool
There
would
you
that be
go.
for the show?
That's what you've been waiting for.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Finally a mature man. He had to fucking
Yes.
die to get there, but you know,
He's 652.
Yeah.
Perfect.
he's got kids, but they're also dead 3 generations
Yes.
down. No
Also
baby mama
ghosts.
drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was beheaded.
Yeah, it is kind of cool though that there are places that, like, I guess their whole tourism is based on just ghosts. Like, you know, I know they kind of pull people into those things, but I don't know. Have you stayed in other places outside of the one that you guys did before? Have you done something like that?
So I haven't done a ghost hunt before. It's really hard to find people that are down to do these things. Like of my groups of friends, like we were in New Orleans and we did like a ghost tour and stuff, but the
Yeah.
hotel that we were in, of course I had to look it up beforehand and see if there was any haunting activity or anything like that, because New Orleans is just full of this stuff.
Sure,
And so I
yeah.
looked up and I found a bunch of stories. I freaked out all my friends. They're like, you have to stop talking about this. But there was something like we heard like a slam, but any haunted story that ever happens in a hotel, I never believe it, because there's just shit happening everywhere and you just can't really. If it freaks you out, yeah, fine, but that's not, I can't count that as anything. But yeah, I've stayed in really old places before. Ghosts are like repelled by me. I never have experiences, but I'm going to keep trying.
That's their law. See, that's why I don't.
Some really bitchy ass ghosts.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what's funny?
you were a lot of fun. I'm offended,
you.
and these ghosts need to be fucking canceled.
I am offended as well.
Yes,
I'm
you're
more offended than you are.
You probably are.
I'm so offended by
I'm
it.
offended that you're that offended.
You know, I was thinking down here in the South where we have all these ghost stories and everything, but you never hear about like a guy in a house and you hear like chains rattling and you're like, oh no, that's a slave. That's a slave ghost. You know, it's almost
You
like
think
the
white
manner of the
white guilt silencing the slave ghost.
Yeah, I think so,
Like,
man.
don't hear you, Leroy. No, sir.
Yeah, those
I
ghosts.
have nothing to do with that.
It's like
That
there should be
it
like
could
tons of slave ghosts around everywhere.
It could be though, because you see like in like a lot of the horror movies or the shows that it will usually be like a bunch of ghosts that are like hidden and oppressed by some sort of like master
Yeah.
ghost. So that could be the case that like the slave owner is still like not even letting the black ghosts be fun ghosts.
God, what the fuck, man?
Whitey is evil.
I know that's the worst.
Jesus.
Like
It could be, but that's a very valid point. You know, oppression, you know, so is in
Yeah.
life and death. Plenty of
Maybe that
religious
could-
doctrines
maybe-
agree with that.
Yeah, maybe that could be what I like the cause that I fight for is like freeing
you're Abraham
slave
Lincoln.
ghosts.
You're the Abraham Lincoln of ghosts, of slave ghosts.
Yeah, someone has to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You're the paranormal Harriet Tubman.
Yes.
Dude, that's I think that could be a whole show right there.
I think we just came up with something.
That's CBS.
Fuck a writer's strike.
Here's
We
what you
got
do.
this.
You write that and then you do a dance. Like the
Mm.
Ghost Underground Railroad dance. And
You
it's
liberate the
fucking,
ghost with a dance.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
it
because
down.
once I save them all, and then like the black people, because they're gonna be able to dance.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then
of
so it'll
course.
yeah, so I'll be leading it and they'll be doing like the TikTok dance behind me. It's gonna be great.
And it makes those honky slave owners really mad. Those
That's
ghosts are
right.
going to be pissed.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, man. But then they're gonna get mad because, like, look, if you're gonna go by the times, I mean, I'm just saying it's not PC, but they didn't pay for the property,
Wow.
and then you're kind of wronging them. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just
Oh,
saying if
boy.
you're gonna go,
You went, yeah.
if you're gonna stick within the times,
I know which
Are you
ghost
gonna
you're going
be
to be hanging with.
yes, are you gonna be in the series and you're gonna be trying to save the slave owner and we're
I
gonna be
may
battling against each other?
I'm just misunderstood. All right.
You're like a ghost slave owner attorney.
Yeah, I'm the
You're going to come in a seersucker suit. Well, listen here now.
I'll be like Matlock. He did it.
Full Miss Shannon liberates these pieces of property. Have old ghost judge.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it goes, man. You got to have a bad guy. A good guy in the series. Sorry. You got to have the good guy in the series.
This has already gone a very different direction than I thought it would, and I'm so happy that it did.
I've been thinking about this. Actually, I haven't. It just that would be weird if I had already written all this out, though.
That would be weird, yeah.
Right into it.
The ghost told you.
What about? I think before you said you're not really into the aliens, right? You don't really believe.
It's just like, I don't know, it's just not like in the forefront of my interest. It's not that I don't believe. It's like, yeah, it's possible. It's possible, I guess. I don't think obviously anything that the government is giving us, like they're never going to give us like something we can really sink our teeth into. So like all of that is just nonsense. It's just,
Yeah.
when I sit on a plane, especially like at night, I will just stare out the window and I'm like, I just want to see anything. And I just don't ever see anything. So I'm open to it. I've had people tell like UFO type stories on the show. It's just like, I don't know, it doesn't make me as excited as ghost stuff.
Nah, and all these things that are being released now, I still feel like there's an explanation for what we're seeing. That the whole thing of Peru, and they're saying that it was
is the dumbest video.
Yeah, it's really dumb, but
they're all so stupid. The ones that they release are so ridiculous. It's just like a little dot zipping around, and it's like if they have evidence, it's so much more than that. So stop like treating us like we're
for sure.
I personally am a massive skeptic for most stuff, but especially aliens, because they haven't, what's that word, conquered us.
So you don't think that there is like intelligent life outside of Earth?
I'm completely open to that, but
okay.
something that's I'm open to there being something flying up in the sky or something that's not explained. Fine, I'm good with that, but I'm not open as much to something hurtled through the vacuum of space on a craft to get here. If something came through some type of like Einstein-Rosen bridge, wormhole, whatever you want to call it, to get here, like figured out a different way to get here, if it was from another plane of existence or pocket of reality or something, I'm far more open to that than it's an alien that flew through space from another planet to get here. It takes way too much, and that effort could be channeled into something else far more efficient if something is that advanced in the first place.
I also think like that planes, we're under the impression that whatever planet they come from has the same materials that we have on this planet, the raw materials to build a plane that would travel the same way, have the same
it's arrogant.
Aerodynamics, everything like that. It could be something that's like we see as biological that comes through that just flies under the radar, literally flies under the radar.
What's your impression?
So I feel like the is my camera very blurry?
No, it looks.
Look, there's
a shadow.
There's
a
ghost
like a thing.
There is a white ghost right behind you,
and there's like a big, tall green figure that's.
Let's see if I have.
And there's also
just wipe my camera.
A man
who still look great.
There's also a man who. He looks like he needs. He's a sympathetic figure.
Stop! You're gonna conflict yourself out of the case.
He's a sympathetic figure who just wants his property back. He's just what.
At least get the consult pay from the ghost before you take on the case.
I fixed it. Ghost is gone.
It's all free.
I apologize. There was just like a smudge the whole time. I'm so sorry. How unprofessional.
No, it's just our faces. It's all right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Your camera's committing suicide because it saw us. It's like, get out.
We look like what was the movie? The Ring. Just smudged out.
Wow.
Anyway,
okay. So alien stuff. So I feel like I feel like the travel part isn't what seems like a thing, because if they existed before us and they're so far advanced that it's probably not as big of a deal for them maybe to do this like intergalaxy travel or whatever. And I just think that the idea that there is something that exists that is intelligent to begin with is the crazy part. And like, so I can get past the travel part. It's just that it exists at all and that there is this level of intelligence. That's the fun part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I don't know, like in our immediate universe, if we're going to see that, but like somewhere in these other universes, I think there has to be something, right? It just seems like impossible for there not to be with as large as they say that the, you know,
Yeah, I mean, by the numbers, the conditions exist on planets of an Earth type. I think they call it M class after Star Trek.
do they really?
Yeah, they really do. It's mathematically likely that life exists on other planets, and out of that, there's still a good portion of likelihood that there's intelligent life amongst those planets. But as far as them being developed and actually coming here, I mean, that's the real roll of the dice. I don't see it personally. It's just
So
me.
like, so then what do you think that is the government's end game with what they're doing now with like releasing these like little bits of information? Do you think it's a distraction from something else? Do you think that what people are seeing is like some sort of like a experimental aircraft that belongs to human beings that they're just like fucking with stuff? Or do you think that they have come in contact with something, or maybe not an extraterrestrial, maybe like from a different dimension or something like that?
Okay.
You can go ahead if you want. I've
I-
got a multiple choice answer. Do you want nuts like level
Ugh.
1 or nuts level
Come
2?
on, dude. Keep it on pants.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
It's a
offended.
family show.
Yes. I didn't know this is what I was walking into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is fucking this
Mafia
is-
family show. Yeah.
I can tell you what I think real quick.
Have at it, dude.
I think it's a distraction, not a distraction so much as a way to convince the public to fund certain things, to fund the space program. That essentially it's a way to keep these weapons being built. That it's the same thing that they've done with war and even NASA itself. Like they've found ways to explain the way that where money goes. They're actually selling weapons and building weapons. It's just big business in our government. They showcase these weapons during wars, exercises. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but this is just proven fact.
You're definitely a conspiracy guy.
Not really. No.
That's 100% a conspiracy guy statement.
Okay, maybe I'm a conspiracy guy about that. Other things, but anyway, that's sort of what it's the
Do you
base
think
level of what I'm
do
thinking.
you think they would need to convince us about anything in order to like get funding? I feel like that's just all kind of behind the scenes stuff.
100%. This isn't about just getting funding. This is about getting support and another level of control and distraction. You think about all these different wars and whatnot we've recently been engaged in, that in the information age, through the power of the internet, people are talking more, they're communicating more than they ever have. We're more entangled, we're more entwined and connected. You've got guys out there who are breaking stories 100 times faster than they used to. Iraq war stuff, Afghanistan, all these other things that were proven to have not so reliable sources for the conflict, and then the reasons for continuing.
In addition, I'm sorry, but in addition, there are people in government now that have, I guess, in the last, I don't know, 10 years, sort of been a lot more outspoken about that as well.
Yeah,
and
they've been
public,
allowed to because of the internet, because of these
Yeah.
avenues of communication we have. So the world is changing in technology. It's a lot harder to pull the wool over the people's eyes and get them on board with things now than it was when we just had 4 channels and everybody trusted what the news said at the end of the day, because there was no alternative really. Things are out there. People are looking, listening, and the nuts are also having their day.
Yeah.
You get that. Said it again.
Yeah.
But
Just can't help yourself, man.
there's a cacophony of information and all kinds of things out there. If they want everyone on an agenda, and when I say they, I mean the multifaceted interests that are
The man.
yeah. Or if the ghost slave owners want us on this,
Listen, man, you can't loop them into this. They had nothing to do with it.
this
We don't know that.
multifaceted arm.
We
This is-
don't know they have nothing to do
It's
with this.
true. It could be them. Sounds like them. Come to think of it,
I
It's
want
just
a,
like them.
I want a little thing called proof.
But this is an asymmetrical
I
warfare.
rest my case.
You
for-
can't disprove it.
Yeah, that's right. You can't.
It's a
But I can.
cipher.
Wait, that was against me. Okay. I
Can not finish.
How about we just say it's a wash?
Okay.
My friend
Okay.
John
No,
McKeever said.
it's just it's asymmetrical warfare on freedom. To keep a status quo. It's definitely not, the same, but they're going to try to keep it as in check as they possibly can and be able to lead people in the directions they want to. It's the tale as old as civilization. So this is the new game. And you've got to have, if you're going to have a war, you got to have an enemy. You got to have something out there to fight, to oppose. And if it gets to the point where humanity starts to less and less want to fight each other because they see the people who are getting blown up on, the internet, and they see everybody's human, and we all have our same wants and whatnot.
Sounds like some hippie shit to me.
Yeah,
dude.
well, I'm saying it's a lot harder to
Whatever you just said, whatever I said was, I'd take it back.
it's a lot
Whatever you
harder to
said is
manufacture
wrong.
that shit.
I'm
Okay.
going back on my word.
And fake economies propped up on fake dollars. It's tough to
Nah, man.
keep that shit rolling. I'm just saying.
I started thinking about it, and when you were talking, and
Ghost slave owners.
all that gibberish was coming out,
Uh-huh.
I started thinking about Starship Troopers
Mm-hmm.
and how they were unprepared for the bug
The
attack.
bugs.
And now I'm like, you know what? They're right. Let's arm everybody. Let's get the weapons, because, dude, Johnny Rico. If you haven't seen
If the
Starship
aliens are going to
Troopers,
be bugs, then that's a problem. That
they're smart
Oh,
bugs.
yeah.
They're smart bugs, and they
That's terrible.
yeah, it's if you haven't seen Starship Troopers, it's a documentary about what's going to happen in the future.
Maybe you should invest your money in Raid Theon.
Boy.
I'm a little proud of that.
You shouldn't be.
I should.
So, one of the things I always look back at Mick West. This guy who's like a
Love Mick.
yeah, he was on our show a while back, but he's a big skeptic, and he often his
Big
whole goal
debunker.
is like debunking all this stuff. And one of the things that he says is like, when you see these pilots and they see these things floating in the sky and like they can't explain it, he's like, well, there's a reason that we have the instrumentation that we have, because our eyes can't keep up sometimes with the speed of things. So we trust our instruments. And if you read the instruments, they're telling you one thing. You can't like, he equated it to like going down the road when you're driving, and if a car is going like 150 miles an hour and you're going, 60 miles an hour this way, you probably can't tell what kind of car it is if it's just zooming by.
Mhm.
But you can see that it was something. And but if you had a camera and you slowed it down, you could be able to. I mean, he has a pretty decent way of explaining a lot of these things. So.
Now, Shannon, without really getting to study it in depth to your liking, what would you like? The Tic Tac video? Have you seen that?
Yes. I
Do
have.
you have any theories on what that could actually be?
I mean, there's no way for like me to know that. I feel like somebody who is a pilot, or like somebody who knows what they would normally see, or somebody who knows how to read like the readout from the instruments, like those are the people that we need to defer to. Except the information that you're going to get is either from somebody who believes it's UFOs or believes it is 100% not UFOs, and then that's going to spin their view of it. So I feel like we're not going to know unless you happen to see one with your own eyes.
That sounds exactly like something that somebody who knows exactly what that is would say. That sounds like the greatest.
I mean, I cannot
throwaway.
confirm or deny.
Yes.
Yeah. And now I just don't know what to think.
I'm just curious if they're holograms. That's just me. Look, they can make Tupac. Why not a Tic Tac? Just saying.
But then why a Tic Tac? Why not make it fun?
Yeah,
Like a
that's true.
fun
Make it a
spaceship.
search.
I think
Or
if
Mentos.
it's as like
Lightsaber.
anomalous thing as possible,
Mhm.
you keep it simple, you can do more with it. You don't have to worry about processing speed as much.
So boring.
Plus, you
though.
worry
But
about your
what
breath.
Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're thinking about it, it's like, shh, I got this mask on. Oh
That's
my
just
God, when I take this thing off,
crazy.
everybody's gonna know I ate tuna.
Yeah, that's it.
I need a fucking Tic Tac, dude.
Yeah,
What,
but
where'd that thing go? Fuck, I lost
But
it.
it could have been Mentos, so then you can lift the plane up. Seen those
That's a
commercials?
good
That's
shape.
true.
Yeah, it was,
Unless you're drinking Diet Coke, then you got a whole other problem.
Then you
yeah.
explode.
Your face explodes.
Have you ever done the Mentos Diet Coke thing?
No, I have not.
It is fun. Don't do it in your
Is
mouth.
it?
Also, just good advice for life. Don't do it in your mouth.
I sat on it accidentally one time.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally 4 times, and the first 2 times were hard to explain at
Sit on the Mentos or just sit on the Coke bottle?
the Coke bottle.
Then why were the Mentos up your ass?
That's how you put them in there.
Oh,
Of course.
staying fresh, staying cool. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, emergency room was hard to explain the first time, but the first 2 times they had my chart after
Did the
that.
doctor go?
Yeah. Pretty awesome. I don't know. Aliens. I feel like now we're all hiding something. Now I feel paranoid about everybody, and I think that's
Not us. You're the one with the racist ghosts.
racist. He's not a racist. He
I'm pretty.
just
Look
owns
at you
slaves.
defending him.
Yeah.
You're defending him, saying he's not racist. Wow, you're gonna be a real problem.
He just
Mhm.
owned. Look. Maybe
He
he
has
was.
a problem.
Maybe look. He's just a guy, simple farm owner. He just had some friends that hang out with him.
You almost said my client, didn't you?
My client was just a simple man
There he's doing it.
doing
Getting
some farming.
Super southern now.
What else?
Your Honor,
So
every farm needs a farm hand.
need some. He just had a couple of pals hang out. They
It's
lived
not
with
like we can have a bunch of machines like y'all future folk do.
had a house out back for everybody. All right, nice. Look, they're all dead. We'll call that a wash too. No, maybe not.
No, because they're undead now.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
No, I guess that would be a zombie, right? Not undead.
Yeah, that's true. They're
Wow.
phantasms, if you will.
They didn't do that on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no ghost on The Walking Dead.
No, I mean undead slaves. They were in Atlanta, dude.
Homie, those bones
they
have
were
been in the
already dead,
ground for
though.
100
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I know, but don't.
Yes.
I guess it's when their brain's gone completely, huh?
You know, they were really bad with that because
What?
they had some really decayed zombies on there.
Yeah,
There's no way there were some brain cases in there.
yeah. They didn't really.
They
I hate to
dropped the
say
ball.
it. I hate to say it. They weren't consistent with their zombies.
We're not scientific on that show.
Excuse me for my critique. Walking Dead.
I dropped out when Rick died. I haven't watched anything since then. I just or whatever happened to Rick.
Yeah,
just
I
couldn't
didn't.
get on
That's
board after.
exactly when I stopped watching.
You lasted longer than I did, both of you.
It was so great. I loved it up until then, and then they just like changed so many cast members. I'm like, I can't get attached to 16 new people and
Yeah.
like adult Judith and all this. I can't do it.
I went back and watched one episode because everybody's like, "Oh, this is awesome," but it wasn't. It was not good.
Yeah, I also tried because Big J was like, give it a shot, like it gets good again, and I was like, I can't.
I think once you're like out of it, you just like you said, you just don't care about anybody anymore. You're like, why did I? You kind of question why you cared in the first place, you know? The episode where everybody gets their head bashed in.
The Negan episode.
Yeah, that one.
A
And
lot of people checked out after that.
Well, it wasn't so
No.
much that.
That was the
bad.
best.
Yeah, but so many people stopped. Then they're like,
I thought
I'm
it was
not coming
great.
back for this.
One thing I didn't like is when the one guy was his name. I forgot the blonde hair guy, Dwight.
Abraham, the
Dwight.
redheaded guy.
No, he was Negan's guy. Was it Dwight?
Oh, Dwight, the burn face dude.
Yeah, he started doing the Negan dance after that, and I didn't think. I thought that was a little
He should
weird.
have been doing the Dwight.
He was like, "Do the Negan," and he had a Lucille.
Well, every time he started saying Negan, everybody, half the people there looked at him sideways, like, "You're going to say it, aren't you?"
You're going to. Like, I know we're on
listening to those slave owner ghosts.
That night. Yeah, no, that was a great episode. I thought like the tension they built toward that episode.
Wait, did he do a dance?
Yeah.
Now I don't know.
He did.
I missed.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. I don't remember a dance.
No, he didn't.
Okay, okay.
I mean, he may have done a dance, but it wasn't like, "Hey, everybody, grab your bat and
Do-si-do.
yeah." But he, that the tension built towards that episode. I guess the cliffhanger, and then the second part of that.
Yeah, then like
So
killing
huge.
Glenn was
Yeah.
like, I don't remember ever being so emotionally affected by an episode of anything ever. It was great. That was an amazing episode.
It was great. It was so draining, and then like from there, you're like, what? I don't know. Where do you go from here?
They spent too much time after that beating everybody down, and that's where they lost the audience. Like the stuff with Daryl and everything else, they just spent too much time beating everybody down.
And then also you kill off the main character.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, true. He was sort of the whole reason. I mean, like you put your trust into that character, you're gonna lose your audience. You're gonna, even though they did it, I guess in the comic books, they
ended it with that.
Yeah, they ended it with it.
They literally
they
ended
should
it
have
with
done with the show. That should.
But Coral was the leader.
Coral.
No, Coral was the leader at the end. Coral, so good. Coral. What happened to that kid? I don't know.
He grew up.
Yeah, you wonder why though. Anyway, enough of the Walking Dead. Skankfest is coming up. Are you excited?
It is coming up. I always start to panic about a month out because I'm like, I should have been doing like stuff to prepare sooner, and now there's only this much time left. I haven't booked my flight yet. It's I do this every year, and every year I promise myself to not do it next year, and I do it exactly the same way. But I am excited. I'm excited about some of the big guests and the performances. I don't get to see a lot of it, but I am. It's a really fun thing, and I get to feel like a celebrity for a few days because
you are a celebrity.
Yeah, you are a celebrity. Don't
not in real life.
Everywhere you go.
No, only at Skankfest where it's like where I don't have to like say my name to anybody. It's such a cool thing. It's really fun. The fans are awesome there. Outside of there, in comments and stuff, they get a little crazy, but there, everybody is the sweetest as possible. It's awesome.
I was talking to Crack Amico. He lives sort of near us, and I saw him the other night, and he was like, "Man, Skankfest is funny because like around here, people know them, but they're like, you have to be in the right group." But he's like, "Man, when you go there, it's crazy." He's like, "I couldn't even like walk out of my room without people just." He's like, "It's great. It's the best thing in the world."
That's true too, because like now it's Skankfest in Vegas, because like the hotels are so close to the venue that even it was like the kickoff party day, which is Thursday. I was walking down Fremont Street to the venue, and people are like yelling my name in the street. And it's like, this is crazy. It's just
That's
like
awesome.
in the street or in the casino at like 5 a.m, like heading back up to the room. And there, it's so much fun. Like if there's anybody who is thinking of going and hasn't gotten tickets yet, there are Sunday tickets still available. And it's just, if you're a fan of like any of the shows, any of the comedians, and you like miss it, like you're really missing out.
It's the ultimate fan experience.
And
it's so fun.
The cool thing is, it's I know people want to come in from the outside, like people who don't really know what it is, and they'll pass judgment on what it is, and then you see how inclusive it is and how fun it is, how everybody like gets along. It's like it's not just one type of comedy, it's not just one type of fan, it's a really inclusive environment. Everybody
it is. They're also like, I'll see like in the chats and stuff, or like the Skankfest group or the Skanks group or something, and people are like, I'm thinking of going, but I'm gonna be going by myself. Like, what is it like? And there are so many people that go by themselves and just find themselves with other like people that are also there by themselves, and they meet for like brunch in the morning and drink together, and it just like everybody knows each other at the end of it, all these thousands of people, and it's awesome.
I know.
I've heard you may go by yourself, but you won't be by yourself.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not, because everyone like they all have like the same common interest.
And I think there's a lot of communication online too. People talk throughout the year and get to know each other, and then they actually meet in person. So it's like kind of cool to finally see the face with the handle, I guess you will. That you've been.
It's true. There are a lot of people that'll be like, "Oh, my name is like John or whatever," and then this is my screen name, and I'm like, "Oh God, yeah, now I know who you are." Yeah, that happens a lot. It's so cool.
That's really cool. I think that one thing that I don't think though is like, I wasn't cool that they weren't cool about the certain, my profession of
defending slave owners.
Yeah, I don't want to say. I don't want to say slave.
Yes, you are a honky lawyer, a ghost honky lawyer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
One thing I'm excited about seeing, and I'm actually not going, but I'm excited about, was the fights this year.
All the fights. Yeah.
I don't know. saw Butterly the other night, and he's in war mode, so that'll be a good one.
He's
I'm
just a friendly
excited.
fella.
Yeah.
I just want to, and obviously I love Lewis and I want all great things for him, but he needs to lose just one time. Like someone has to beat him and it has to happen. It just once. But of course I'll be rooting for him, but I mean, one
Right.
loss wouldn't be terrible.
You know, it builds character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know between those two. Like I've never seen Butterly's like stand-up game at all.
He's
So I'm
he's pretty
curious.
good. I
Yeah.
know Lewis has a very good stand-up game as well. So that'll be interesting. Uh yeah, a lot of people are predicting it not to go the distance, but or somebody's gonna at least get dropped one time.
Yeah, so someone in the know had said that. Yeah,
But I mean,
they're both hard hitters, so
yeah.
it'll be an entertaining fight for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited.
No,
That's one
no
of the
fights for
things.
you this year, right?
No, it's been a couple of years that Lewis has been trying to push me to do one of like the girl fights in Ellis Mania. I don't think it's called I don't know what we're doing exactly this year, if it's called Ellis Mania or not. But last year it was like 3 days into the festival and it's like I haven't slept or eaten in like 3 days. And then I was watching Big J's comedy special taping from the green room. It's like the one thing that I wanted to see. And Lewis is like, we need one more girl for like the musical chairs boxing match. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. These girls are half my age. Everyone's like drinking on drugs, whatever. And I'll die. There's no way. And then meanwhile, he's like, the only girl you'd have to like really worry about is Kim, and Kim is not going to do anything to you, Kim Congdon. And then meanwhile, the girl who won was Nikki Champagne. And I don't know if anybody has seen her. She is jacked. She is just like a solid piece of woman. And I was like, I'm like 5'1". I'm a tiny little thing. She would have murdered me. I'm so glad I didn't do it. But I would have to like train for a while. And right now I'm training for stupid running. So it's not doing anything for me.
Well,
What kind of running are you doing?
you could rope a dope, just run around the entire time
Yes.
and wear them out.
I am. So Ralph Sutton, when we were on our Jamaica trip, because I don't know if you guys know, he runs and he's been doing half marathons around the world.
It's amazing.
And he was,
Yeah.
ugh, it's so stupid. God bless anybody that likes it, but what a stupid freaking thing. I hate running.
For sure. Yeah.
And he was like, that his next one is going to be in Hawaii. And I'm like, like Hawaii is like on my bucket list forever and I would love to go. And me and my big ideas, I was like, if I were to able to get myself to run a half marathon, would you like take me with you? And he was like, yes.
It's in
and
Maui.
So no, unfortunately it's not. If it were, it would be canceled or delayed and that would make me happy, but it is not in Maui.
Wait a minute.
So
was it initially in Maui and now it's all of a sudden canceled and delayed?
No, it's in Kauai.
Oh,
it's in like a tiny little
ooh, yuck.
Yeah.
You mean that part of Hawaii? Who wants to go there?
So I started training maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and so I stopped training with my trainer like weights, and I've just been doing this stupid running training, which I just don't feel like is what humans are supposed to do. I don't think it's good for your body. It's just hurt me more and more without doing the weight training with it. So I've recently incorporated that back with it, but I'm dropping everything. I've still like trying to incorporate other things to bring my strength back because I lost it. And still, I'm going to struggle through the whole thing. I'm definitely not running through the whole thing. And if I step across the finish line walking, I will be shocked. It's all stupid. And
You're going to make it.
When is the date? When are you doing
It's
this?
next weekend. It's next Sunday.
Jesus.
You're also totally going to make it.
No,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
We got to get a car out there.
Yes, please.
Anybody in fucking Hawaii.
As long as they don't know, because I really want the medal though. After all this that I went through, I want the medal that you get for crossing the finish line. I'm gonna be so bummed if I don't get it.
If we can, we will absolutely help you cheat.
Okay,
I don't know how that's gonna happen.
We'll get a dude with one of those small cars that they usually like have a pig on top of or something.
What?
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
And he will pick you up and take you. Okay, maybe that's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Is that from
I don't know.
Adam Sandler movie or something?
Oh yeah, just go with it. That's the one.
Jesus,
that's
Christ.
a good movie. It's in Hawaii.
Oh, 51st Dates?
No, just go with it.
Oh,
51st.
I do like 51st Dates. So
that's one of my favorite movies of all time because I'm a girl, but I love that movie.
Do you think? Okay, I know it's not supposed to be realistic, but it's for fun. But don't you think she would freak out a little bit more, especially the last one when she wakes up and
she has a kid
and they're on a boat in Alaska or something?
I feel like, okay, here's what I think. if we're gonna live in the universe of this being real, I
Right.
think that because there is evidence that there is like impressions that he's leaving on her. Because when
Mm.
he leaves her and
The
then she like
painting.
checks her, yes,
Yeah.
so she's painting pictures of him. I think that over time there is like a memory inside of her that makes it easier for her to deal with, and she may not even know what that thing is. Ding. but but it's something that I
In
think
her.
makes it easier as time goes on.
I know what he left.
I agree, and I also think the most unbelievable part of that movie is Rob Schneider being a Polynesian Cyclops diver. So if we can do that, we can do her doing the whole movie.
I found him when he leaves her and becomes a professional golfer was kind of a strange.
That was a Bush move, man.
Yeah, but you know,
And then he went back to school.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
kindergarten.
thing.
It was
Do
weird.
you
He was a
know-
millionaire all along.
We had a younger girl, I guess like 19 or whatever, in this area that actually had that happen to her,
Oh, right.
where she lost her her ability to make long.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said we had a young girl, I got real fucking nervous.
Says the slave owner ghost lawyer.
I thought we were about to. I thought you were gonna confess to some mice and men shit.
Well, I wouldn't get you for a lawyer. A, I'm alive. B, I'm not a racist.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
The young
I
girl.
bet him too hard.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I
it
do
has
look like that
happened.
kind of dude.
It has happened a bunch of times though. Like I've read it, like that 10-second Tom guy, like that exists.
Mhm.
That guy exists in real life. Yeah, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine, like, I mean, to find a guy to go on a date with and not hate after is impossible. To find someone who loves you so much that they're gonna go through this every day of their life, like that's the fairy tale of this whole thing.
You just don't date ugly enough men. We'll go through
I don't.
anything.
No.
We are fucking tanks.
Or you know, maybe it's gonna be in Hawaii. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the guy.
No. That's the point of this whole thing. I'm not going to even make it to the marathon because I'm going to find my husband the day before, and we're
You
run
are
off
going to get hit
together.
on the head. That's the little caveat here.
He's gonna be. His
The
name's
good thing is you'll forget this podcast.
It's gonna. Yeah, his name's gonna be like Henry. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be
Make a hiney ho.
Rock's
Yeah.
fourth cousin.
He is going to be 630 pounds and play the ukulele, but he is going to be so good to you.
He played Division I at Penn State.
By the way, like my like weird secret thing is if somebody is a good singer, but like how I think a good singer, it doesn't like it throws away a lot of physical stuff because like I am like picky with physical characteristics, but if they're a singer, it's happened during the SDR show live performances so many times. Or someone walks in, I'm like, I don't know who this band is, I don't care, and just go through the show and they perform, and I'm like, oh, I love him. Actually, it changes everything. So it could be a 600-pound Samoan man who plays ukulele. I'm okay with that.
Wow.
Inside my head right now, I'm going, don't sing, Jason. Don't sing, Jason. Don't sing. Don't
You
do
were
it.
about to
Don't
sing
do it."
somewhere over the radio.
No, I was going to start off with Delilah by Tom Jones.
Nah, you were.
That's where I was going.
It was
I wasn't going to do
Pull out a
Israel.
guitar.
Yeah.
I felt
Dude, we need to get you a ukulele.
I'm literally trying to lose weight. You're not helping.
Yeah, but still fun. Still
It's
fun
fun.
having.
It is a fun.
You can shrink into your ukulele.
It'll be fun when you show up in Hawaii with a car with a pig on it.
Yeah.
If I open the door, you might as well just not get in that vehicle. If you open the door, you see me like the pig's on top of your like. I'll just
I'll run.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
fun.
run.
I will run.
that's
This is the motivation.
Yeah, that's motivation to run your marathon.
Yeah, fuck a Forrest Gump. You just found you're running on empty.
Yeah. And I just ran.
I ran from my stalker.
He had a pig on his car.
He had a pig car.
He was playing ukulele. Well, look, if you're looking for a fight at Skankfest, though, just off chance, I know,
John will
it's
fight
Not
you.
me. I'm not going. An intergender fight. You
Stick
could.
and move, you'll win.
I think did he say he was gonna?
Mhm.
Miguel?
Oh, Miguel. Yeah, Miguel Silva.
Yeah, he said he'd fight. He'd fight
Yeah,
you. Oops.
I mean,
not really fight you.
he's
but
more of a hair puller, but
I don't know if you know him, but he's
Wait, who? Miguel Silva?
uh-huh.
Is that what you said? Is that already a fighter? I feel like there's 16 fighters with the last name Silva.
He was going to fight Harrington in that initially, and that kind of changed.
he was gaining
he
weight. to
hot?
fight Harrington.
Huh?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
hot.
hot?
Yeah,
I
he's
wanna
a
look him up.
hot boy.
Yeah,
See.
I feel like he's been
Also-
on some gas digital shows. I know he's been on He was on Zach's
Wait,
show.
what is his like job? I don't know who he is at all.
He's a
'Cause there's a lot of
comedian. I
Adele
don't.
Silvers. Okay.
I can give you his. Let me just give you his Instagram. It's like Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah.
Know what it is?
It's on Twitter. It's like Kool-Aid.
Oh, Instagram too, I believe.
I don't know. I don't do Instagram.
I
Well,
don't
there's
know if you
pictures
guys
of
are
him on there. Is what I was getting at. Yeah, like
I don't know if-
Kool-Aid, all one word.
like Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
I see him. Let's see. Is he followed by Dad Meat? This is not my type of person.
Oh, okay.
He's
get
good
it.
looking, but this isn't me. He's a
He's
good looking guy
upset.
though.
I cannot wait to play this clip.
No. Wait, does he know who I am?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
No, it's just hilarious because he's one of those guys. He's like Fonzie. He can go ahead and snap his fingers, and ladies, start flocking to him. I made a
Oh, I have
Fonzie reference. I want to end this podcast right now.
My God.
I have a different weird type. I like a gigantic, scary looking.
You like the I think you
guy.
mentioned you like the Rock.
Wait a minute. Have you ever
Yeah.
heard me sing?
I feel like it's gonna happen before the show ends.
It very well.
What about Dave Bautista? Is he like in that range too?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh.
I figured
Yeah.
that. I'm seeing the kind of guy you like, guy that
Very
looks
into
like
it.
the bad guy in every prison movie.
Exactly that. That is
Yeah.
exactly it. I don't know if
The-
you watched the SDR show, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Ralph
yes.
and Jay, did you see recently?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so if you also for listeners, if you care, Ralph and Jay on the bonfire had members of a band on from the lead singer of Exodus, Rob Dukes. They had
Mhm.
him on.
Oh yeah,
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 Exodus.
And
yeah.
then he also fronts another band called Generation Kill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so he was in studio with his drummer. And so like everybody knows Rob Dukes, but not the drummer, I guess. And so during the show, Ralph is like, who is that guy? And is he single? Because that's a Shannon guy. And then they ended up bringing him into the SDR show the next day. And so that is an episode of them embarrassing me. But this guy is like a perfect specimen of a guy. And it's like, I like a big scary monster, but not like a picture perfect, like out of a fitness magazine. That's like a little too far on the opposite end.
You need a guy with some scars, right? Like
Yes.
you need stories.
Yeah.
Like
And they,
somebody that you never know what he's gonna do, right? But also you kind of still want to feel safe.
yeah, maybe like when he was younger, he was
Yeah.
very unpredictable. But now that he's older, he's more calm and chill, like got that out of his system. And
Like,
like
he
some
may-
faults.
Like he might get a phone call saying like, "We got one more heist for you," and he's like, "I'm out of the game," or like,
Yeah.
"We got another mission. It's in the jungle." He's like, "I don't do that anymore."
Yeah, yes,
You
I
know,
like
that-
that.
I
Yeah.
don't do that type of work anymore.
Yeah, yeah, I gotcha. He's got some tattoos, and you're like, "What's that one?" And he's like, "I don't talk about that one."
Yes,
That's the
that's
guy right
exactly-
there,
You
right?
guys get it. You get
Yeah.
It's not a tattoo, it's a scar.
I get. I'm writing the novel right now. Let's. What do you think? It's Hey, he's in Hawaii. I think he's in Hawaii.
Yeah,
is
he's
where
definitely in Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see.
Last name
I
is
hope
Nakanaka
so.
Wura Pura.
yeah. He can hike
At
a
least-
football.
At least it'll make this whole thing worthwhile.
Yeah,
Well,
running
we're
for
rooting for
100
you.
years.
I know you're gonna finish. You're gonna finish.
yeah, for
But-
sure. And if you don't, just steal the medal anyway.
Yeah,
Do
that's-
Ralph's medal.
That's effort. You did it. You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of foreign country is Hawaii anyway? if they
Yeah.
can't-
They don't even speak English in Hawaii.
Yeah, what's that about? Well, Shannon, thank you. We'll let you go. I know you're very, very busy gearing up for your half marathon and Skate Fest, which is at the end of September. But the thing is, Gas Digital not exclusively. Initially, watch it on Gas Digital. Subscribe there, and then you can get it everywhere else you get podcasts.
It's a delightful show to watch.
Yes, I am Shannon Lee on Twitter and Shannon Lee 6982 on Instagram. I'm preaching to the choir here because I know everybody that listens here knows this already. So, but I will repeat it again, and we'll post those as well.
Also, we if you ever want to come on our other podcast, it's a murder podcast. It's called Code One.
We murder everybody that comes on.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
You can pick the case
One time.
anything that's a notable report. It doesn't have to be a murder, be a kidnapping or a crazy event or whatever.
I have one.
Okay.
Can it be okay, but wait, so what's the angle? You're just following the story, or is it like somebody that was maybe wrongly accused or convicted?
It can be any of that.
It can
Yeah.
be any of that.
I have
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Also hot guy that was accused of doing it.
Well, you know what? Double down on that. Just let us know.
Is his last name Murdoch?
No, it's Daniel Holtzclaw. No,
Oh.
Daniel Holtzclaw. Do
Oh.
you know that's really his name? Do you know about the
Yeah.
story?
I
Have you
am
covered it?
familiar. No, we have not covered
okay.
Holtzclaw yet. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, John is actually has been a seasoned crime reporter for years,
Mhm.
and I'm a professional investigator, homicide investigator. So
Fun. Yes, I would
Yeah.
love to do that.
yeah, so we started
Boring.
that one up because we kind of all roads kept leading back to Rome on that one. I was like, well, shit, might as well do it. But we're having a lot of fun over there, and you would be just delightful.
I would
Yeah.
love it.
And we could talk about further how, debate the merits of
No,
no.
no,
All right, man. I
no,
just want to
no slave ghosts on Code 1.
Yeah.
That is
Not yet.
exclusively trash area.
When's the statute of limitations on that? I just want to know.
Long ago.
Man,
Yeah,
cold.
that one ended with
Cold.
shuffling loose the mortal coil.
Yeah. I don't agree. Well, agree to disagree. Shannon, thank you so much again. Good luck.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll talk
You're
to
the
you again
best.
soon.
Stay safe.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Anytime.
See you later. Bye.